Hey, thanks everybody for being here. Today, HIP is going to review for us G Drive versus Google Drive versus OneDrive. It shouldn't be versus, really. We're going to talk about the pros and cons of each of them, how we use them, what they're appropriate for, kind of what their strengths and weaknesses are. So, HIP, with that, I will hand it over to you.
Thank you. Good morning, everyone, and thank you for being here this morning. So this is we try OneDrive and then Google Drive, just like Eleanor mentioned what we needed to do. So I'm going to start with the first slides here about the G Drive. So, but feel free to interrupt me during my presentation if you have any question, except JD. Just kidding, JD. You will pop out any question during my presentation. So, as you know, the G Drive is the department drive, or we call that one the network drive. So that one is designed for secure and compliant data. So it is ideal to store the research data, departmental files, and other university related digital access. But it doesn't mean that it provides. I'm sorry. So kind of nervous. So it is not easy to share with the external user because that they must have a university account to access them, or they need to go to the VPN. So that is why that is not easy to share with external people. And this is a available service. So for right now on the website that they post that about less than 2 cents or 1.5 cents for per gigabyte. But I heard that this might be less than 3 cents now, which is about 6 cents for gigabyte. Thank you, Sarah, to provide me with the billing statement yesterday, so I know more about that, how much that OIT is charging us right now. So annually, that when I looked at yesterday, that they charged us that $1,100 a year for the data that we have on the G Drive. So that is why that we was thinking about that we should clean up to remove unnecessary data for the other project and all the project that we archive, or the document we archive them in the archive folder. If you can, if you are the owner of any folders in there, please go in there and clean up and remove or delete unnecessary file from there to save us something. So just like I mentioned, that the G Drive is required CU network. So if you're on campus and you plug in your computer, especially for your PC, when you plug it into your dock station, and that is considered that you're on the CU network, and you don't have to connect to VPN or anything. And if you on the Wi-Fi, the CUAINH choose Wi-Fi network, that you also on the network, then you don't have to connect to VPN. The reason that I brought up VPN because that I heard that some user that even though that they connect to the CU Wi-Fi, the secure Wi-Fi, and they try to connect to VPN, but it doesn't work because that you're already on the network. You don't have to VPN. And some user that when they connect to the guest Wi-Fi and they try to access the data, they're not able to because that is just the guest Wi-Fi. It's unsecure. So, but if you're on campus, you need to access your G Drive and you're not able to, first make sure that you're on secure Wi-Fi. Okay, so all right, so the VPN is only for when you're at home or at the hotel or at the coffee shop, then that is where that you need to connect to VPN to connect to the G drive. And so if you're on the PC, the G drive will be automatically mapped for you, so you don't have to set up manually. So that means that when I set up a new computer, or I image your machine and I hand it to you and have you log in while you're on campus or connect to VPN, but most of the time it's more efficient if you on campus and logged in. The drive will be automatically mapped to the login script if you're on the network. So if you remove it, if you disconnect it from your drive and then restart the computer, log in again, then hopefully the chances that that drive will be automatically mapped for you again while you're on campus network. I'm not sure about VPN. Don't try that on VPN at home because that will need time to connect to it. If you're on the VPN, then you might not get it mapped again. So if you're lucky, you will get it mapped. Okay. So if you're on Mac, thing is it will not automatically map because that we don't have the login script for the Mac user. The reason for that is because Mac is not joined to the university domain. So that is why it doesn't know the computer. And every time that you connect to it, you log in to the computer with your local account. And it doesn't know who you are. So that is why it's not designed for the login for Mac. But for PC, this will automatically map. So I put down the full path here that we map on the PC and the Mac. So if you on the PC here, if you have somehow that you have to manually map the drive, then you have to enter the full path here, data.uc Denver, PBT department, SPH or SPH CAIANH data. Sometimes if you're on campus, then you can just eliminate that department, SPH that's CAIANH, simply just data.ucdenver.pc / and then CAIANH data. This will get connected. You cannot do that on Mac. So on Mac, that you have to do this path here to connect to that drive. Okay, so disaster recovery, the reason I bring this up because that I think this is more kind of info or important for you to know that there's two sites. One is over here at CAIANH and one is in Coral Spring. So the reason for that is because that if there's disaster like earthquake in one of the area or one of the site, then we still have the data on the other side. So that is why that is fully redundant area with mirror data between the CAIANH and the ECCS sites. That is for the reason. And if you lost your file, you saw the file last week, and when you log in today, you realize that the file is gone. So don't be panic. You can get that back because that is due to backup 90 on that on the G drive. But the retention backup is just only 30 days. So if you lost the file more than 30 days, then it's gone. Okay. So if you lost your file, there are 3 ways that you can get it back. You can do it on your own, or you can reach out to me, or you can reach out to our IT to get your file restored. But since that I'm here, just take advantage, just reach out to me so I can get that file back for you. But if you like to do it on your own, then simply that you can just do it on your own. Okay. And it's very easy to get the file recovered if you're on PC. So if JD on the Mac, then I guess that you need to reach out to me, JD. All right. So if you want to recover any file in there, but when you're on PC, simply that just right click on the folder and then select properties. When you go to properties, then it will have the previous version tab for you. But when you click it in there, then you will see all of the backup every night that back to 30 days. So you can restore it from, I will do some demo with that one to show you what is exactly what this look like. All right, so now let's just try to do how to connect the G drive or data restore here. So to save time, if you already know how to do this, then I don't have to do demo. But if you want to do demo, then I will do the demo. So let's do a vote here. You want to see demo how to connect to the G drive?
Yes.
Yes, okay. All right, so since that I am on Mac, so let me do Mac first, how to connect to the G drive. Okay, so on the G drive, if you want to connect the G drive on the Mac, simply that you go to the Finder. Oh, actually, you not see my screen, isn't it? Let's see if I can just move this one here.
It's a lovely picture though.
There we go. Okay. So when we go to that Finder here on Mac, open that up. I have to move this one to there. Okay. When you're on Finder, simply just do Command K or Command K here. That to bring up the connect to the server. All right, and then from there, you can do that in SMB : / data, UC Denver, CAIANH data and data. So when you go to that one, so Rhonda, you're on Zoom. I was wondering if you can see the screen. Can you see the screen?
Yep, I can.
Good, thank you. I just wanted to double check. All right, so when you there, then simply that after you enter the path, then you can just click on connect to that one. Then it will connect you to it, and it will prompt for your credential, and just enter your university credential to log in. Okay. All right. So that is how you connect it from Mac, and once you connect it to that one, you can save it to the favorite server here. Then it will add it in there for you all of the drive to Mac. Okay. All right, and just like I mentioned that, so it's not easy to do the restore on the Mac. So let me do some demo how to connect it on the PC and do demo how to restore the file from the PC. Okay, so everyone familiar with this PC, right? Okay, so there are multiple ways that we can map to the drive. First of all, that we go to the folder here. And again, that the PC here, when you log in, is will automatically map it for you already, so you don't have to map it. Just in case that if you have to manually map it, then this is how you do it. Go to File Explorer and go all the way down to this PC right here. And when you right click on it, map network drive. When you map the network drive, so basically that when you see the drive level right here, that this will be defaulted to Z, but you can choose any available drive. You don't have to choose G drive. Anything that makes sense to you, but the reason that we use that G because that we want everybody, all of us here to do the same one, the same drive. That's why that we also mentioned about G drive. That's just how we use G drive. But if any available letter here, that we can choose that one. Okay. So let me try this one here. Hold on, let me cancel this one and let me disconnect my drive here and try to move back. Okay, drive, G drive. Okay, and this is the full path. Everyone must have this path. So you just give data is the server name. You see then the.pbt. Sometimes that while you're on campus and you don't have to do the full path, just do that data.ucdenver.pbt, and then you can skip department SPH. You can do CAIANH data / data. Okay, so when you do that, make sure you do the reconnect at sign in, then that is will connect to the sign in. Okay. So you also have another option right here called connect using different credential. Yeah, so we can use someone credential to log in if we know the credential. But so the reason that I brought this up because that sometimes that we work it from home, right? And when we change the password, we didn't log on, we didn't connect to VPN, and then we control RDE to change the password, and we just go to the portal, the web portal to change the password that way. If we change the password that way, it will not synchronize with your computer. This will break the inheritance. So that's require you that you have to log in with the old password or previous password to log into your computer. But when you log in to that old password and you already change your password, even though that you connect to the VPN with the new password, but the computer is not updated with the new password, and it still requires you to log in with the old password. But since you log in with the old password, there's no way that you can access to the G drive, because that is based on that credential that previous that you logged in. So just be careful with that one. But sometimes that if you attempt to log in, it will lock down your account too, because that if you attempt with wrong password 3 times or more, then it will lock your account up. Then you have to contact me or contact OIT to get your account unlocked. Okay. But if you happen to go to the web portal to change the password and you're not able to connect to the G drive with the new password, I mean using the old password, then simply that just go back to the drive and then bring up with this MAC network drive and connect using different credential. And from here, when you click on finish, then you enter your new password and this will take your new password. Okay. So let me click on finish login, and then I will be able to log in to the G drive right now. So this is outside of the topic here, but since everyone here just want to mention, there is a way that we can fix if we go to the portal to change the password and we want your computer to cache with the new password so you can log in with the new password, then there's a way to do that. Okay, so you have to connect to VPN first, and then log into your computer with the old password still. The only way that you can update it with the new password, simply that you can choose any of the program available on the computer, right? Just hold down the shift key, right click on it, and log in as a different user. Oh, what happened? So let's try this again here. So you see that log in as a different user, and from there, just log in with the new password. When you log in with the new password, it will sync your new password with the domain, and then just log out from your computer and log in with the new password. That's another way to fix it. Okay. All right. So now let me show you that, for example, that if we want the data restored from the file that you lost. Well, let me see here. I think I create a test folder called demo right here. For example, I have this folder here on the G drive, doesn't cooperate, doesn't open. Okay. All right. So if we delete one of them, so because this is new, it's not went to the backup yet. So this is not the ideal one that I can show you. But if you lost any file or folder in here, simply that you go back to that parent folder and right click on it, go to properties. Then you will have the previous version in there. Then from there, that you can see that the data that was created and backed up. And for example, that if you, just like this morning, that I created around 9 o'clock, right? And then it will run another backup there in the morning at 9:45. So if I know that the folder, the file, the good file, in the folder that we want, and simply that just go back to that one, we can just open that folder in here by just select it, double click on it, and this will bring you up what you have inside. And then you can just look for the file that you was missing and then copy it back to the original folder. Or you can do a restore from there. You can see that there is the restore right there. Then we'll click on restore. Let me try to do this, see if this works. I'll go back to the end. Okay, now I'm going to delete this folder. And this folder is gone, right? So now we go back to the parent folder. If I want to restore that folder, simply just right click and then go to properties. Go to previous version and select the folder on the data tab that you want to restore. Then when I select that one, then just do restore. Ensure that I want to restore that one. So now it's say that it will restore successfully. Then let's go back into that one. And now you see that folder is back. That's how you do the data store. You don't have to do this. If you miss the file, feel free to reach out to me. All right. Or if I'm not around, then you can contact OIT, call the helpline number and 303724 help, which is 4357. Okay. All right, so that's just a demo how to connect to the G drive and then do the data restore if you miss the file. Okay, so let me go back to the next one here.
I have a question.
Yes.
Can you do that for individual files too, if you like saved over a file? It's the
Absolutely,
same
you can
process.
do individual file as well. Yeah.
And it's still the 30 days. that
Yes, it's still 30 days. So when you go to the list of the file, then this will list the last 30 days for you.
Okay.
If it's more than 30 days, then it cannot get that back.
It's such a brilliant thing. I make mistakes all the time and do that, and it saves me on a regular basis.
It helps to know which folder it was in.
Yeah, right? Yeah.
Save some time.
I have lost a file.
So any other question about the G drive, how to connect to G drive and how to do the data restore? So again, it's very easy to do it on PC, not on the Mac. So if you want to do it, that's why that we recommend you want to use PC instead of Mac. So it's very, it works very well with the Microsoft product if you're using the PC. All right, so let's, so OneDrive for Business. So every faculty, staff, or student member are eligible for Microsoft OneDrive. Faculty and staff have the storage of 5 terabytes, while students have only 1 terabyte. Can you imagine how big is 1 terabyte? It's huge. Yeah, so a file that you create sometimes is called kilobyte. Kilobyte is very little. And then megabyte. 1,000 kilobyte is 1 megabyte. 1,000 megabyte is 1 gig. 1,000 gig is terabyte. So that is why on the OneDrive for Business, if you're faculty or staff, then you have a lot of space on the OneDrive. Okay. And so it's also a cloud-based. You already know that one, and most of us here use OneDrive already. So then that is for the purpose here. That is for the personal use. That you can store files in there, and you can access the files from up to 5 devices. When I mention 5 devices, that means computer, PC, Mac, or iPad, Android, or your phone. That up to 5 devices. But you have to use the OneDrive app to log in. So if you not use the OneDrive app to log in, it does not count against that though. Okay. For example, that if you use your PC, go to login.ucdenver.edu, just like the webmail, then you can access the OneDrive from there. Then that does not count one. So it's only count when you have the app installed on that device. But this is highly recommend to use the app to install on your computer and access that way. Okay. So it's a share collaborate on document and real time with internal and external collaborators. So it's very easy to share with everyone. So it's not like in the G Drive, and you have to share with the internal only. But for the OneDrive, that we can share with anyone. So that person doesn't have to have the Microsoft account. They still be able to access, like if they have the Gmail account and you send the link to them, then they can access that without the Microsoft account. Okay. So if you have 5 devices that are the number of devices that you log in, and this will synchronize the file with all of those devices. So you can go to any device to get the current update on the current files in there. The thing is that is the own folder that you can create it on your own, and you can grant a permission to anyone. Okay, and only yourself can have access to that. But for the A drive, I do have access to the A drive. The reason I have the access to the A drive or the home drive, because that we used to manage that one. So that is why that as the IT coordinator for the department, I do have access to most of everything in there. Just in case that we need help with the restore, then I can have access to restore for that one. But for the OneDrive, I don't have access to it. So if you have the file you save there, you lost the file that's past the number of days that it can be saved in there, then you cannot retrieve back, and nobody can get it back for you. So because that you have full control on that OneDrive. And speaking of security and compliance, most of us that concerned about, because we do in the research here, there's some sensitive data. We have HIPAA, whether or not that is a HIPAA compliance, that we can save the data in there or not. Yes, we do. So that is why that if you have high confidential data and you want to keep it there, welcome to keep it there. Okay. Yeah, and for the sharing with other from outside, you can control that, and you can customize the way that you allow them to access to the file or the folder. You can set for them to view only. When they have the view only, they can download the file, but they cannot modify or they cannot delete the file. But if you give them the edit access, they can access, they can download, they can modify, they can delete the file. So that is something that you need to be aware of, so you can give the right permission for them. And you can give it to specific people only to the link, so they can access it that way. Okay. So just like I mentioned that to access end devices to the OneDrive, that you have that file device that you can access from if you log into the Microsoft OneDrive. So I want to bring this up too. We are using OneDrive for business here at the university. And if you're wondering that the app that we have or we downloaded on web, it says that OneDrive only, and you think that that is not for business, this is not right. It's actually for business if you log in with your university account, and it's become OneDrive for business. And that is completely secure and HIPAA compliance. So if you have the personal account like Hotmail or Live or Outlook, you do have OneDrive too. But that one is not HIPAA. So do not save any HIPAA or high confidential data onto that drive. Okay. And for the OneDrive right here, we can access from anywhere. We don't have to go to the VPN. But it is highly recommended that when you access from unsecure network like public Wi-Fi, like hotel or coffee shop, we highly recommend that you using connect to VPN, university VPN. So when you go to the VPN, just like you go under the tunnel. And if you are in the tunnel, nobody above that can see any traffic going on between your computer and the source that you want to get into. For the same thing that if you take your computer to the coffee shop and you want to access to your bank account, you don't trust that the public's network because that bad guy sitting there who know that they are monitoring the traffic. So that is why that is always best or recommend that you go to the VPN. Connect to VPN, connect to your bank account. It's always safe that way. Okay. And just like I mentioned before that in order to access to the OneDrive, if you don't have the app installed on the computer, you can just go to login.ucdenver.edu. And then you will see a link in there called Office 365. When you click on that one, it will prompt for your login, so you never log in. When you log in, you will be able to access to your email to web. And then from there, you can see the OneDrive there. So you can access the OneDrive that way. Okay. So the benefits of OneDrive is that it's real-time editing with order using Word, Excel, now or etc. So it's not just like that you have the data on the G drive, that is not real-time editing with orders. So if you use on OneDrive, it will auto-save your document and multiple can edit the file at the same time. And it's also that integration with Microsoft Teams. I don't know that if you pay attention or not, if you go to your Microsoft Teams and you will see that OneDrive is there, and you can just click there and go to your OneDrive. I think that we talk about the share file securing with permission control, then you can control the permission and allow people access to your file. All right, so I know that most of you know how to access the OneDrive already, and maybe that do the data restore and recover, but yes.
I just wanted to tell you, it's already 10:35, so
Yeah,
we're done at 10:45. Yeah, just wanted to remind you.
Yeah, I'll cut this short here, thank you. All right, so let's how about this? Let me just go to with the next topic and then go back to the demo to the end. Okay.
Wait.
Do you okay with that? All right, so let's move on here for the Google Drive, Google Space. I know that some of you here have the Google Space, maybe. But the reason for that is just for the project, the research to use in addition to the OneDrive. We highly recommend use OneDrive instead, but if you have to use Google Space, then you can use Google Space, supported by the university. But in order to qualify for Google Drive or Google Workspace, okay, so let me talk about the service that the Google Drive or Google Space Workspace that provides first. First of all, you only have 20 gig. On OneDrive, we have 5 terabytes. And then the following app that's offered is Google Drive. Everyone downloaded Google Drive already. Share Drive, maybe most of us don't have the share drive on Google, but university provide that. If you want to have the share drive, we can request for the share drive. So if you wonder what the share drive is, it's just share drive is just like the department drive, and that's sharing to everyone, and you can give other access to that one. Share drive is the same thing there for the Google. Okay. And you can do that Google document, Google Slide, Google Scripts if you need all of those apps. On Google Meets, Google Groups, or PaperPal. That one is the one that is not free. So if you need to use the PaperPipe, then there's a fee involved, and we have to request for that. Okay. So who is eligible for Google Space? CU entrance researcher who have CU entrance university account credential and meet one of the following criteria. I think that you can see that, right? So just based on that, then those are one of the criteria. If you meet that one, then you can request for the Google Drive. But only if you need to. But I don't think that it's necessary to have the Google Drive. Just use your OneDrive instead, just in case that if you need more function or thing that you need for your project, then just you can request for the Google Drive. But in order to have the Google Drive right there, before I go to that one, so Google Drive, only for the data that's stored there, only the public or confidential data that you can put it there. If you have highly confidential information, it is not permitted to put it in there. So again, that is not an ideal to put everything on Google Drive. Just go back to OneDrive. Okay. And in order to qualify for that, Google's Workspace, then their training is available to Percept, Piro, Skillshop, and this is required for the user. And you have to finish the relevant courses in order to get that on Google Drive. Okay, so now let's move on to the A drive here. So A drive, or we call that the personal drive. And that one is also automatically mapped when you log into the account if you have this A drive account for that one. So if you have the A drive, you know what exactly I'm talking about, right? But there's some of you new here and you don't have the OneDrive. Then you can come and if you want to know more about that one, you can come and talk to me about that. I can explain it to you more. For the OneDrive, just like the G drive, we have to be on the campus network or connect to VPN in order to access to that one. Okay, and then so we look at the it's also available service as well. This with the same 16 cents per gigabyte. For annual, when I looked it up with the billing statement yesterday, and it's look like that for right now, we are paying at least $250 annually for everyone here that who have the drive. That's so much. Okay. All right, so we're going to have the new project coming up here. Aaron and I discussed about that already. So we will start using the A drive and start using OneDrive for business as our personal drive. Just like I mentioned, we have more space there just take advantage. And we can access from anywhere. We don't have to connect to VPN or network to get the drive. And if I know that somebody that's sharing the file, the personal or on the G drive to email with the hyperlink, they create the hyperlink to that one so they can map it to the drive that way. So it not work like that, does not work like that. So, but the other way for it to work is that if you use Microsoft OneDrive and then you share the file, you got the link from that file and you create the email and you create the hyperlink from there and just attach that link in there and people can easily access that way instead of you create the full tab on the G drive on your personal drive to share with others, then that it won't work. But the best way is to use the OneDrive for that. And so we was thinking about that by the end of this fiscal year that we will end the A drive. So that's why if you want to, everyone already have the OneDrive, please start working on it to clean up your thing on that personal drive or A drive and then move it to the OneDrive as soon as possible. Okay. All right, any question? I think that we have only about 5 minutes. Yes.
I do have. Just because I hate G drives, I am kind of confused. Why do we still use it if it costs us like over $1,000 and there's no added benefit? It seems like compared to OneDrive, which the university pays for. Is that right?
Yeah, that's a very good question, and thank you for bringing that up. So the reason that we are using the G drive is because that is secure and that is the share drive for everyone, that for internal that we can collaborate with all the file, we share that file, and that is secure to save it in there. Even though that OneDrive is safe and secure, but that is considered as your personal drive. It's not for the department drive. Yes, Aaron.
Another reason is because the G drive, they're centrally managed and owned.
Yeah.
So HIP can access them. If there's another IT manager in 10 years, that person can manage them and all that stays the same. On OneDrive, if you start a folder, you own that folder.
Yeah.
So if you retire, that information's gone. It's not saved in a central place.
That's just thank you.
So we did think about, could we have a copy the G drive and have him own all of the folders? It's just impractical to do it that way. It doesn't make a lot of sense. It's a lot of work to get around something that is minimally, is that fair? Is that annoying? As a central repository, but then you have the ability to still use OneDrive to share.
If everything is shared between the teams, like, because it's still like, I can't just go into the G drive and just open up whatever file. It still has to be approved by whoever. Same as OneDrive, right? Like it still has to be like shared and authorized. So it's fine. I don't think it's huge, but it doesn't, like looking at all the benefits and all the cons, I'm just like, oh, but it doesn't seem to add up to me. That's just my hot take.
But
I
HIP
mean,
will probably he has access to all of the G drive stuff.
Yeah.
But,
yeah.
you know, we would have to request access.
That's right, and we can.
So,
What is accessible to the G drive that can't be like put into like a CAIANH OneDrive folder, and then if Aaron's retiring, just give it over to Holly or whoever. You know what I mean? Like it seems somewhat similar. Like there's always going to be like a handoff. So
I don't know, I'm old school and I just feel like there's stuff that I wouldn't feel safe putting on. That's
even though it's HIPAA compliant, secure, approved.
personnel files and stuff.
It's just like not as intuitive. Yeah, it's like I've like deleted entire folders by accident on OneDrive.
Yeah.
Yeah, so the thing is that if you have, so there's a pros and cons. there's pros and cons on the OneDrive, right? So the pros that you can access to anywhere, and we don't have to pay fee for the OneDrive. But thing is that we not manage the OneDrive, just you are the person that who manage your CAIANH there. That if you lost the data, just like that, if you delete the file, we will put it into the delete folder for a certain day. And then it's moved to another stage of recycling, which is we don't have access to. But only the OneDrive admin they can access to. If you want to go back to the file that is lost more than 90 days, perhaps the OIT people can help you to get the file back.
Which is longer than 30
Yes,
days.
that's right. But for the G drive there, that is managed by OIT, for example, that if we lost the file or somehow that you don't have access to the file anymore. But you know, if we want or your team member want to access the thing on the G drive, then since that OIT or me that have access to, then we can just go in there and get the file easily. But if you're on OneDrive, you are the only one to have access to it. Then it's very difficult to get the file back. That's good. Okay, I guess we don't have any more time for the demo, but if you want to see the demo, please come and see me. Or maybe that we can set up another time for the quick time for a show, how to create a folder, how to move the file from your personal HI to OneDrive, or how to recover the file from Microsoft and from OneDrive for Business. So just come and see me.
Did you have a question?
I did, and I don't know if it's relevant ever, but external collaboration via OneDrive, I haven't had success, and I don't know if it's something I'm doing or if it's yeah, so.
Yeah, that might be something.
An issue, but.
Yeah, but so the thing is that when you share the permission or give them permission, make sure that you select the right person and the right permission label that they can access to it, and just send them the link. Then they should be able to. If they cannot access with that, perhaps that we can you can show me or we can work together.
Okay, thank you.
Tip Renee suggested that you record some demos and just save them on our training YouTube site, and then we can access
Yeah,
it.
that's a good idea. Yeah, I'll do that. That's good.
Okay,
Thank you.
Thank you.